Hello again. Okay. I'm sure this is still a little new and weird to us. Okay, it's weird for me too, but we're gonna keep on working. Sorry I couldn't be with you guys again. Hopefully I can get back in soon, but we're gonna try to run math just as normal. So go ahead and start your warm-up problems. Remember, you can split screen between the YouTube video and Notability on your iPad and follow along. Anytime that you need more time to work, just hit pause. So like right now, when you go to do the warm-up problems, you can hit pause on the video, write all your problems down and do them, and then unpause the video so you're ready to go over the lesson. I'm gonna go ahead and get started, so pause if you haven't already. Hopefully you have your problems done by now. Let's start up here. I need to figure out what A is. This one might be a little bit tougher since the numbers have gotten bigger, okay, but let's think about what this would mean. Okay, if we turn this into a stack problem, how do I get from 7 down to 6? Okay, 7 minus what would be 6? 7 minus 1. How do I get from 4 down to 3? 4 minus what would be 3? 4 minus 1. So A would have to be 11. Counting by fives, okay? Don't let the multiplying confuse you. Okay? There's 5 on all of those problems because we're just counting by 5 since this number is just going up by 1. So counting by 5, start on 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. Okay, remember when we multiply by 10, we just stick that 0 on the end of whatever number we're multiplying by, so we get 50. Over here, 9 plus 4 in the ones gives me 13, so I put 3 in my answer, and the 10 gets rocketed up to the top. 1 plus 5 plus 2 is 8. That one doesn't need a rocket because it's just one digit. That'll fit in the 10's place. So then 6 plus 4, I get 10. I can't put 2 digits there, so I need a rocket. 1 plus 7 plus 2 is 10 again. 0 down there, another rocket. 1 plus 8 is 9. So we get 90,083. And then up here, what we've been working on for a while, I can't do 7 minus 9. That won't work. Okay, so I need to go next to her, to the bigger number, the 10s. I need to borrow. So if I borrow from the 4, okay, if I borrow a 10, that means there's 3 10s left. If I move that 10 over here, now I have 17 because I started with 7. I add 10, I get 17. 17 minus 9 is 8. 3 minus 3 is 0, so our answer is 8. And then the other way we worked on doing these problems with our takeaway boxes, okay, make sure that I need to borrow first. Okay, I can't do 3 minus 5, so I am going to need to borrow. Okay, our takeaway 1 box, takeaway 1 would be 7. And I've just put that 1 that I took away right there in front of the ones. 13 minus 5 is 8. 7 minus 5 is 2, so I get 28. Okay. If you're confused on any of that, just rewind the video, go back and watch again. Before we get to our new topic today, I just want to real quick review those last 2 things we talked about there on the warm-up, our 2 ways of borrowing. Okay? I want you to try these 2 problems on your own, and I want you to use the takeaway 1 box on one of them, and I want you to borrow the other way, the first way we practiced on the other problem. So let's do on the orange problem, I want you to do a takeaway box. Do 65 minus 28. And for the purple problem, let's do 74 minus 37. That one, I just want you to do the normal way, okay, where you write the numbers up here. Okay. Pause if you need a second to do those. Okay. You should have those problems done by now. So I can't do 5 minus 8. I need to borrow. So if I go up to my takeaway 1 box, 6 takeaway 1 is 5. That 1 I took away, I'm going to stick right there. 15 minus 8 is 7. And 5 minus 2 is 3. So we get 37. Over here, I can't do 4 minus 7. So I need to borrow from the 7. If I borrow 110, that's going to be 6. And then if I add 10 over here, that gives me 14, because 4 and 10 make 14. 14 minus 7 is 7, and 6 minus 3 is 3. So we get 37 again. Okay. You need to make sure that you know how to do both of those, or at least know which one you like to do more. Okay, they both are going to get you the right answer. You just need to pick the one that you like better. All right. For our new topic today, okay, let's revisit real quick and talk about fact families. Okay, so if I gave you 4, 7, and 11 and told you to make a fact family, I'm sure you could all do that. Okay, so let's write out those. 4 plus 7, 7 plus 4, and 11 minus 7, and 11 minus 4. And the reason I want to talk about fact families again is we can use fact families even with bigger numbers to help us solve some of our problems, okay? Like we did on our warm-up work with our A question here, okay? We turned this sideways problem, okay, this number sentence, into a stack problem with a blank there to figure out what we needed. Okay. We're going to come down here. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to reorganize the numbers here. Okay. So if I give you a subtraction problem like 48 minus, let's not do 48, let's do 45 minus 19. Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to stack it up just like we normally do. Okay. But what we're going to do instead is we're going to put the 19 down here. Okay. And the reason we can do that, okay, if I put in, let's just put in a smiley face here. Okay. If I put in that smiley face there, that means I have 45, 19, and a smiley face as my three numbers. Okay. So I can have the problem 45 minus 19 equals the smiley face, or I can also have 45 minus the smiley face equals 19. Okay. Think about that fact family. Okay. How over here we were able to switch those two around. Okay, that's the same thing we're doing here. I just put it in a stack problem and put 19 down at the bottom. Now what I need to do, if I want to find out the answer to the subtraction problem, okay, going back to figure out what this smiley face would be, if I'm going to go back up, I'm going the opposite way. So take a second and think, what would be the opposite of subtracting? Well, if subtracting is taking away, the opposite would be adding some more back. So I have to think, how can I add back up to get up to 45? Okay. Well, 9 is bigger than 5. So I'm going to have to go up to 15 instead. Okay. So how many would it take for me to get? How much would it take for me to get from 9 up to 15? Okay. Well, 9 plus 6 would be 15. So if that was 15, I don't need to get up to 4 over here. Okay. I'm going to need to get up to 3, okay, because I've already gone up for that 10. If I'm going to go from 1 up to 3, that'll take 2. So I get 26. Let's check that with our normal subtraction. And if I get 45 minus 19, I'm going to do a takeaway box this time. Okay. Take away 1, put it there. 15 minus 9 is 6. 3 minus 1 is 2. So we got 26. This is a little bit tougher to understand than some of what we've been doing. If it doesn't make sense, that's okay. Just keep trying. Hey, let's work on another one together. I'll try to take some time in between so you have time to fill it out yourself. So let's start with a number sentence. Okay. Let's do 36 minus 27. Okay. So I can stack that up like this. Okay. But if I want to add to figure out the answer, okay, if I want to go backwards and add to figure out the answer, okay, think about our fact families. I can put the 27 down here and figure out what will go there to add up to 36. And if that's confusing, okay, think about the way fact families work with addition too. Okay, I can flip this problem all the way over and put 36 on the bottom because I know that's going to be my biggest number. And now I can make it an addition problem. Okay? So let's get rid of this question or that problem, and let's look at this one. Okay? How do I get from 27 to 36? Well, I know 7's already bigger than 6, so I need to get up to the next 10, which would be 16. So 7 plus what would be 16? 7 plus 9. And since it's 16, that would give me a rocket over here, and 1 plus 2 would be 3, so I wouldn't need anything over here. So that would give me 9 as my answer. Let's check it over here. Borrow a 10. Add it over here. 16 minus 7 is 9. 2 minus 2 is 0. So we got the same thing on both problems. So if you're having trouble with the subtracting, you can actually change it into an addition problem. Let's practice one more time together, and then I'll give you 1 or 2 to do on your own. And let's switch it up and go to purple. Let's do 52 minus 28. Okay. So we'll write it like this in a stack problem. And then I want you to change it to an addition stack problem over here. Okay, think about your fact family. How can you switch it around? Well, think about where the biggest number needs to go on an addition problem. Where should the biggest number go? The biggest number in addition would be your answer, so it's going to go at the bottom. So we'll put 52 down there. And then 28 would be here. And whatever our answer is will be this mystery number in the middle. Okay? So how do we get from 8 up to the next 2? Okay? Well, I know the next 2 is going to be at 12. So if I'm going to get up to 12, I need to go 9, 10, 11, 12. That would be adding by 4. Okay? And then that would give me a rocket over there. So 1 plus 2 plus what makes 5? I would need 2 more. So we get 24. Okay, let's check it over here. Do a borrow box. 12 minus 8 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. So we got 24. Okay. This one I want you to do on your own. Okay, I want you to make the plus problem. So let's do 81 minus 15. Okay. So pause, take a second, think. How can you make this into a plus problem? Think about what goes down here. Where does the biggest number go? You should have the problem done by now. If you didn't get it done, really make sure you're paying attention to see how this goes. The biggest number goes at the bottom because that's an answer to an addition problem. Okay, and then 15 goes up here. How do I get from 5 to the next one? Well, the next one would be 11. Okay, so I know I'm going to need that rocket there. 5 plus what makes 11? 5 plus 6. 1 plus 1 is 2. So how do I get from 2 to 8? I would need to add 6. So we get 66. Double check that over here. And we did get 66. Okay. So now you've seen 3 ways on how to do your subtraction problems if you need to borrow. Okay. Even when you don't need to borrow, if you like to do the addition, okay, whatever is the best way for you, okay, make the math your own, pick whichever way is going to work best for you. Alrighty, you should have an IXL to work on. Okay. If you have questions, remember you can email me or have somebody message me on Blooms for you back at home. And I'll try my best to help you guys out while I'm gone. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. I can't wait to get back and see you. Bye, guys.